Hello, Marios. Here we are. We are here. Just Gaming Tingz. We're back. Coming at you from E3 at home. Teehee. I am one of your hosts, Project Ruby, and we're going to be reacting to the Indie Showcase, but as you can see, I'm not alone. Hi, Dax. Hello. You're here. Excited to have you here. Joining us today also, Jam. Hello. Yeah, I love it. I'm here for it. Yes. Come on, budget. Come on, studio. Yes. And of course... Oh, y'all have been muted this whole time, apparently. Well,
Oh my gosh.
No!
I'm only a clown. I'm simply a clown. Hi, Lotus. You're also here, but you're not going to be muted, so love that.
Hello.
Oh, the beauty of live streaming.
Truly.
We love to see it. We
We do.
to see it.
We love making mistakes while we live stream.
Oh, yeah.
That's what we do.
Is it a live
Clown
stream
behavior.
if there's no clown behavior, if there's no drama?
Exactly.
Absolutely not.
And that's the tea.
Right. The one thing that I'm excited about so far is that this is game 2 already, and it's games that we haven't seen before, I don't think.
Right.
Which is great.
Yeah.
I certainly don't immediately recognize them. Let's put it that way.
Right.
Yeah, and I've been keeping track of everything that's happening, so clearly. Alright, what is this?
There was a lot of
confused for a
stuff over the
second.
weekend where it's been like, oh, here's the same game that you've seen like 3 times already, but we're doing a different presentation for it.
Exactly that. Exactly that.
Ruin, shut up.
Oh,
Ruin said
up
we
to?
haven't had any Among Us news.
none at all.
I'm
Among
so
Us.
fucking
What is it?
tired.
I don't even know who that is.
I haven't heard of them. Are they
Yeah, are
new?
they? I
You
was
mean
gonna say,
Digital
are they
Werewolf?
really new?
Also, thank you everybody
well
for
deserved.
joining us and throughout the
Yes.
entire week and the weekend and like all the YouTube stuff that we've been doing. We've been uploading all the things. It's been super fun, like watching everything back and like doing all of that. So yeah. Oh, what is this?
I don't know, but I'm intrigued.
Right?
Yeah.
Like I see it in the corner of my eye. I was like, ooh, hold on a minute.
Worry about the art.
It's kind of giving me the Wolf Among Us vibes.
Exactly.
It was giving
It's
me
so
that.
shaded.
Mm-hmm.
One South Shade.
Yeah.
Oh, a hammer.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Oh, well.
Oh yeah, a lot of the stuff today will be New Blood Interactive and Raw Fury, I believe.
Okay.
This is kind of fierce.
Yeah, I'm kind of like loving the.
The style.
Yeah, the style is great,
This toil.
The
but like the
style.
atmosphere still feeling like it's destructible, which is nice, right? Like, because typically when they do this kind of stuff, the atmosphere isn't as destructible, which is
Yeah.
nice to get that.
I'll be watching you, my
Girl.
All in aces.
good luck, old friend.
I'm kind of
Fallen
about it.
aces. Oh my.
Very interesting.
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 Are we gonna get more games to wish list on this day?
Is this Apex?
Better. Not as this Apex.
Fair assumption.
Air.
I saw guns. I saw a place like this.
Is this like guns? Is like dodgeball with guns? Like, I'm confused.
Not dodgeball with guns.
She has a
giving
ball in
me-
her hands.
Oh yeah, she
Oh,
does.
It's more
Maybe
so
that's
like
just
capture, maybe.
Oh, like capture the
Yeah,
flag.
more
Yeah.
CS:GO about objective kind of thing. It looks like.
Yeah.
This is gonna be a deep cut, but it reminds me of S4 League, which was a game that I used to play. That was like third person. This is first person though, but the one that I played was like third person, anime type visuals, and it was very like sportsy. Like there was like a thing like that where you had like a ball and there was objectives. Everyone had different roles.
Oh, interesting.
It was neat. You could like wall jump and stuff. It was really nice.
I don't know how I feel about it right now. Like it looks great. This just isn't my style of game typically, so. It looks
I don't know
good.
if I'm
And it looks like,
That's
I
That
think it
valid.
could be fun.
Punched into that rock has me crying.
So, what we're gonna do with the intel?
We need it for the
Larceny.
You know, the heist.
Oh.
Larcenauts? Larcenauts? I assume it's
I'm
like
confused.
larceny, right?
Yeah, they said larceny, and they said larcenauts.
Summer 2021. Okay, just say soon.
Literally.
We're literally in the
Right,
summer
just-
of 2021.
Oh, toy soldiers. Cute.
released it today.
Fully remastered HD.
Not me thinking it was a new
How about it?
game.
Well, I think it is a new game in the series.
Oh.
It seems like it anyways. It's like a old ass classic game.
So it's more like a remake maybe rather than like a remaster because they're saying remaster a little bit.
Yeah, I'm not really sure so far.
Communicate properly challenge. Do that challenge, devs, please.
I hate that, like, when
Me-
I see a ramp, I think of Risk of Rose, and I get, like, or Rule of Rose or whatever, and I get scared.
I mean, fair.
Yeah.
That game scarred us.
Yeah, and people are still trying to say it's about female empowerment. This. I don't have the time.
Empowerment?
Whomst was empowered
I
by
thought it
that
was
game.
about a girl going through her trauma.
Not this.
thought it was
People,
literally
people
for
have
reliving
interesting
trauma.
interpretations. Let's say
Uh,
that.
Yeah. To
Okay,
say the
not to be
least.
that girly, but I watched videos on it, and people were like, "Oh, it's her reliving her trauma through like another set of trauma." Like,
No,
that's basically
let's
what it
not.
was.
Let's not do that.
Well, tag yourself. I'm the cow.
Not the cow.
Bitch, I'm a cow. Bitch, I'm a cow. In completely unrelated news, are y'all aware of like the DMCA shenanigans going around with E3?
No.
No.
So apparently, there's a thing where like people could sign up to be like an official co-streamer or something like that, and if you got denied, apparently people who got denied received an email saying that if they co-streamed it, they were at risk of receiving a DMCA takedown
Oh wow.
because they didn't have permission, and it was like a thing where basically they were like, oh, we can't control what the publishers are gonna do because they only gave permission to us. But yeah, which is really weird. So hopefully we won't get taken down.
Well, that's why you never sign up for anything with fine print.
Yeah.
Not that.
Right.
I like these
Moolander.
cows, by the way.
I'm
Literally
into it.
Moolander.
I'm into it.
The cows are kind of iconic.
I love that it
Let's
seems
be
like
real.
we're kind of in the same timeline, which is nice.
And driven.
Mm-hmm.
We tackle new technologies.
Kind
and
of.
overcome
Kind
new
of, yeah.
challenges
Just, you know,
in
pause for like a
pursuit
split
of our
second.
creative vision. At the AGDA, it is our mission to support and empower all game developers around the world. We provide community, mentorship,
I can't wait for us to talk about
and best practices.
E3
We're here
on
for
Saturday.
you when you need it. So you can advance your
I think it's gonna be so
Intriguing.
good.
our industry a better
I sit
What the
out because
hell's
I'll have
wrong
nothing
with
good to
us?
say.
No, that's why I need you.
Yeah.
I can't be the only toxic one.
Yeah, we need people to drag. a couple of these presentations. Not this one in particular. This one has been alright
Right.
so far.
A lot of
Oh.
them, though.
Little
Many of
Anna.
them.
They're cute.
Yeah, don't worry, Dex. You can still be disappointed by Nintendo too.
Oh, I know damn well.
This is
I've
so
said this
cute.
before. The only time I'd buy another Nintendo game is if they remaster Xenoblade Chronicles X, which I don't think they'll ever do. So, like, I don't
Saving
think they're
money.
ever gonna satisfy me.
Ow.
They would not be making. They would have to really not be making money to say they were gonna do that because they like to hold on to things
Mm-hmm.
until they
Right.
really are like, how can we make the most money from this thing? Because Nintendo.
I'm trying to like see when the 10th anniversary of it is, so maybe they'll do what they did with the first one,
Maybe.
kind of do like an anniversary one. Let me see when it came out.
That one was cute. I'm usually not into those types of like shooty side-scrolling games, but that one was really cute.
Right.
Do you think for Xenoblade they would actually do like with the Super Mario 3D collection, Xenoblade collection, you have like 6 months to buy it?
I was gonna
I don't
make a
think
joke
so.
about that because they
1000%.
love doing that these days.
Let's not joke about that.
Is it a joke
We're
if
not-
there's a huge
Dex, I'm not
probability of it
joking.
being true?
I'm not joking.
Say what I said, baby.
I'm not joking, bitch.
Oh, it came out in 2015. Well, 4 years
Hence,
until
I resigned from the podcast.
No, you did
Oh.
not.
Said, don't put that
Stay
energy
here.
into the universe. I've accidentally put a lot of bad energy into the universe. I had a tweet scheduled for Uppercut that was just making fun of Square Enix like a week ahead of time, and it comes out right when the Square Enix shows comes out, and then immediately it flops. And I was like, oh no.
Oh, I played this
What have I
game.
done? You played this?
Yeah, this
Oh,
one
that's
is so
cute.
cute.
Oh, it's like Fez.
Yeah, you can like switch perspectives. It's really adorable.
Oh my gosh, love this.
Love it. We love to see it.
It's so good.
Oh, the little rainbow cat.
I remember they sponsored me at the time because they were promoting the Kickstarter. It was so good.
Cool.
It's very like inspired by like the concept of like Sonic Generations and stuff like that, where it's like you could play both perspectives, and they were like, what if we could do that like on our own, like it like one level you do both rather than like having two separate acts and stuff like that.
Right.
Really difficult though. I will say, really difficult.
Question was,
Extra
it was hard.
galactica.
Yeah, it was very challenging. But that could just be me flopping at depth perception.
Well,
It is what it is.
Yeah.
to play football.
I skip.
Wait, subdue whomst?
It said to play football.
Not in this gay economy.
No.
Oh my god. Where even is the football in this game? Not that I want to see it. I was just like, why did it say that?
Because reasons.
I think it's just like that character can run like that, I guess. Like they're playing football.
Maybe.
Like they can tackle
God.
things, I guess.
What the hell did that even have to do with anything?
Sports.
Alright.
Am I right?
People talking.
Is EA gonna do
What are
anything?
you really made of? That music
Girl,
was great, huh?
I don't want
No.
EA to do anything.
Because I was like, oh, you know, EA Sports. I was like, what does EA do?
I wrote down a bunch of titles there.
Wait,
Micro-
is it? Are we done?
We just saw, and I was telling y'all
Was that it?
projects, so very cool.
Not
That
this.
was just one of many
Cute set, though.
Because I think these are the E3 hosts, so I think we're done.
What was
Well-
your favorite indie game trailer? Oh, yeah,
Well,
it's over.
oh, Neko Ghost is probably my favorite, to be honest.
Oh, she's over. E3 couldn't even get the indie.
Oh, so we
I'm
got
kind of
15
screaming.
minutes of indie showcase.
Not only 15 minutes.
Unless they're gonna do
Trash.
more. Maybe they're just doing
I
a
feel
little
bad.
interlude.
I feel
Why
bad
are
for
they-
JM. Just feel like I'm so excited to react, and we just go 15 minutes. And they're like, okay, wrap it up. It's time to go.
Right?
It's not so
Well,
much
this is-
that. It's just like the fact that you didn't have it. Like, there are so many indie games that you could have showcased at this. Like,
Right.
Right.
I think the problem was
it just
having
doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I think the problem was having two Guerrilla Collective days and then
True.
the wholesome
Good
direct.
for her.
And oh yeah,
Also true.
they did iconically, but it's just there were a lot of slots dedicated to indies and indie publishers, which is iconic in one way, but in another in you know, with the other perspective, you basically got a lot of the same. So I guess for the E3 one, they were like, let's focus maybe on others.
Maybe it was just
Yeah.
everyone left over.
Yeah.
Like this
Yeah.
is who E3 could get, who wasn't in anything else. I don't know. It's really strange.
That's what it
I mean, it's
Yeah.
even shorter than the Future of Play show, and all Future of Play like really announced was a new studio that didn't have games yet. Like they had like 10-second trailers, and I think this was still shorter than that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I think that ended up being like maybe 30 to 40 minutes or something like that.
Yeah, that was like 30 to 40 minutes when I watched it earlier.
So, you know,
That's interesting.
love that for us. Any highlights? Any any thoughts and
I
concerns?
blinked and it was over, so I have no recollection of
Highlighted
what we just
that.
watched.
I don't really know what happened.
Oh my goodness.
It was like the cow game, the
Yeah.
little side scroller that said something about football, so I zoomed out.
Mm,
The cute little cat game.
Neko Ghost though about it.
yeah.
Yeah, there was that one where you're playing as a freaking paper airplane.
Also the first one, Falling Aces. I think that one also kind of was a highlight just because of the art style for me. Like the
Mhm.
flat
Right.
characters with the kind of destructible environments.
Oh yeah. Why is
It's
that
something
not?
I enjoy.
Was that Falling Aces?
Yeah, that was
Oh,
Falling
okay.
Aces. They just don't have the paper airplane game listed.
I like-
Certainly, this wasn't actually it, right? This is like an interlude.
I don't know.
Look, we all know that E3 is not like everyone's fleeing E3 in droves, so we know that this is probably all they could actually get. So
Not those.
but also like
Oh yeah, they didn't even give it 30 minutes. They added another show right after this
Oh,
oh
well.
no.
called Freedom Games. I don't know who that is.
Oh, but is it
Freedom.
like in a little bit or?
It's at 12:30. I'm sorry, 12:30 Pacific. So
PST.
in
So in, like, 10
11
minutes.
minutes. Yeah.
Oh. Do we investigate that?
I'll investigate because I don't know her.
Right, and it's only been like 20 minutes, so we can do that.
Literally.
Right.
I do kind of like that. On a random note, that E3 like for their official host, they kind of have people from like all different like platforms, and you know what I mean. Like you don't just have like, oh, we're just partnering up with like GameSpot and all their hosts are doing it. You know what I mean? It feels like they have people
Yeah.
from a lot of different like
Multiple
yeah.
outlets and stuff, yeah.
Get us on there next year. What about that? Do that challenge.
Oh yeah, Freedom
Honestly.
Games is a publisher. They seem like they have some cool stuff. They have To the Rescue, which is that dog shelter management game.
Aw.
That's cute.
We love
I
to see
guess.
it.
Sure, let's stick
Hopefully.
around for this, I suppose.
We'll see about it. But later today, we're going to be reacting to Capcom. It's going to be a different configuration of hosts, but we are going to do it. Don't you worry. Just Gaming Tingz is trying to cover as many things as possible.
Right. The way it's gonna be me and Pants with differing opinions.
I love that. I might be on
That's gonna be
there.
fun.
We'll see. Because it's going to be like 10:30 for me, so we'll see how that works out for me.
Right. Not Capcom.
Capcom.
If you don't stop it with the Capcom, I swear to God. Oh, Golden Boy is here. Kind of weird, but that's okay.
Oh, well.
Because Golden Boy is an esportsman. He's an esports man.
Oh, man.
Oh.
So him being like a generic host, not generic, but you know what I mean, a general host is a little odd.
Mhm.
Right.
I think they're doing these sports things as well, or they have done a couple. Not that we've watched.
Not that we
Obviously.
watched any of them.
But you know,
For us, someone did it.
so, yeah, maybe so.
I tried to watch the PC gaming show and part of the future gaming show, but I was tired. Like halfway through, I was like, I don't want to watch this anymore because it's been like 6 hours and it's not even done.
Yeah, the PC
So,
gaming show was so long.
It's too long. Every year it's too long. Like there's cool
yeah.
stuff in it, but I'm like, I don't want to spend 3 hours listening to Michael Burton and oh gosh, what's his name? Something 9?
I don't know.
I don't remember his name. The dad-looking guy. I don't need to listen to their like rehearsed,
dad.
pre-recorded bits
Mm.
that I don't think are funny. You know, I don't need to listen to the 30-minute interludes of MechWarrior 5 commercials.
I will
Like,
accept
I was
Devolver
just
doing
over it.
that. No one else. No one else can get away with it. Even Devolver at times I was like, come on, wrap it up, girls.
Moving on.
Now you're telling Devolver to wrap it up. For me, it felt like the show was quick.
No, I think the bits, some of them were, and I agreed with y'all sometimes where like it was, sometimes you were like, is this an announcement? Because like they had a thing where like they were making fun of that Disney mobile game, and turns out that is a mobile game that they're releasing. So like a lot of it was like blurry where you couldn't really tell what was an announcement and what wasn't.
Don't even get me started. Except do, because I love to rant. But like Devolver is weird, right? Because they love to make fun of the gaming industry, like in a broad sense. But then they just do the same thing. But they're like, oh, it's for the bit, so it's funny. It's for the bit, so
Right.
it's funny. Here's an NFT, but we're making a bit about it, so it's fine. Oh my
it's
god, isn't it
okay.
so funny how those games love their limited physical releases? Here's our limited physical release. Like,
Right.
at what point does it stop being a bit and do you just start being an asshole?
Oh.
From the beginning.
Oh!
Well,
I mean, we were all thinking it, right?
you're not wrong.
You just said it. You just verbalized it. And you're not wrong.
You're not
I'm wrong about a lot of things, but that is not one of them.
Yeah, that
I
is
saw
not-
Harry Potter.
I know.
Don't you dare.
Oh, y'all seeing Harry Potter, and I was just like, oh no, all the people are about to yell because they just showed Breath of the Wild.
Which is never going to be released. They're never going to announce
It's just
it.
never gonna come out. We're so sorry to announce.
No, look, it'll be when they announce the next console, like they did with Breath of the Wild,
Which
the first Breath of the
might
Wild.
be tomorrow.
Possibly, yeah.
It could be.
I don't think that's good. If they do, I'm going to be very surprised and think that they actually put together a good showcase.
Oh.
I'll only buy Breath of the Wild 2 if the meme of rehydrated Ganondorf becomes a thing and he's hot as hell.
Oh.
That's the only way.
E3 fighting toxicity, don't make me larf.
Um,
Eagle Raptor
not
fighting toxicity,
Aaron.
don't make me larf.
Uh-huh.
Oh, can we not have Eagle Raptor here?
Interesting.
Nothing.
Interesting.
We've all had bad days. We all get rolled because it's the same like 12-year-old cranking 90s on us in the floor.
Hands, I'm not even gonna fight with you on this.
Taj Mahal, and then just drops down on you. And
People who yell while playing video games for a living, talking about toxicity in gaming. What?
It's a gnar from me.
Not to see
It's
it.
literally like most of the people from Game Grumps have done like a lot of shit individually. So
I could say evil, yeah?
Individually
Yeah.
and collectively, yeah.
yeah,
and it's always that this would also be imposed on
Yeah, E3 has stepped on a cartoon rake, says Nug. Basically.
yeah, because like somebody told me that like May was like
Zoe
buying
Gishman?
stuff off Etsy and then selling it as her own stuff at a higher price.
Yeah, she sure was. She sure was.
Right, orange, right, orange.
Oh, Cupquake.
Oh my god, I haven't seen Cupquake in so long.
It's so wild, like
My
see.
blood is boiling, and it's only 2:30.
It's so wild seeing like YouTube people on Twitch.
Yeah, for sure.
Not the CEO of Team Liquid. All right, this is where I have to pull the League of
Oh
Legends.
my god,
card.
Ruby, they're here for you.
Oh,
I-
Team Liquid.
Oh my
Are you watching?
God.
She's the gamer.
They sensed
Team
pro
Liquid.
gameplay.
We may be gamers, but Team Liquid fans are toxic as fuck. To the point where Team Liquid as a company, or you know, as like a brand, will also make fun of their own players with the fans.
Mm.
And they're gonna say, we're against toxicity in gaming.
Yeah. We also we also saw people from Rooster Teeth, which you know, not
Woof.
the best community.
Not Rooster Teeth.
Arguably the worst. Well,
I don't think you know they're all just competing for the title on a daily basis.
Like Rooster Teeth has its issue of being like from Austin and thinking that they're super great and wonderful and progressive, but like really being the problematic fave that so many people seem to put on a pedestal.
Mm-hmm.
And they
Oh, yeah.
flopped Ruby, so I'm livid about it.
Well,
oh yeah. Tragically, Ruby was a flop from the start, and then they got even worse somehow.
I really loved Ruby until like the creator like died, and then like
Yeah.
they were like, oh, let's try to continue it, and
Yeah,
I think the racism allegory where there are no people of color and the people that represent the people of color are literally part animal is a little.
oh,
yeah,
That's what I mean by
Here's the
that's
thing.
what I mean by flop from the start. Like it was fun to watch, but you think about it and you're like,
yeah, it's giving very Genshin.
oh yeah. Oh my God, you're right. You're totally right.
It's giving very Genshin. I just thought about
She
that.
said it, Your
God.
Honor.
well.
No,
That's
but
That
like
did something in my brain. That was like a reset.
Like that's the thing, like right now, where I'm just like, somebody asked me like to watch. They asked me to watch like something. I think it was like some Disney movie, and I would like, they're like, "Are you not interested in it?" I was like, "Look, I can no longer deal with the changing of people of color to animals and items to make them relatable to people that I
They're
can no
like trying to
longer."
get you to watch Soul.
Yes, and I was like, I won't.
Right.
I won't.
Yeah.
I will not.
Yeah, that I really hate that that's like such a popular trope.
Well, it's like, why? Like, what's the point in making, like, constantly making people of color into animals and objects to make them relatable to white people that, like, is so fascinating?
Yeah.
And even the idea of like if we want to mention Detroit Become Human, for example, where like you
It's not about race.
right, it's not about race, yet they use a lot of a lot of things, a lot of little storylines. I
Oh
still
my
Yeah,
God.
that are based on actual things that happen.
Right.
But it's not about race because the creator is
extremely
French.
problematic. Right, yeah. I remember I feel I was so disappointed reading about the game after playing, which was my bad. I should have read about it before I played it, but I was excited, so I just streamed it and I was like, oh, they're tackling kind of like racism, because like there was a scene where like we went to the back of the bus as the android, and I was like, oh, they're tackling racism, interesting. And then I read afterwards that they were like, no, silly.
it's just like he's just a white man that just doesn't want to like tackle race, but like he uses it as like a trope, but like doesn't actually want to be progressive with it.
Right.
So he's
Yeah.
like, I did, it's basically like he's secretly like, I was inspired by it, but I'm not in any way, shape, or form progressive. It's like what he was
He's
doing.
also a total freak to women. Like
Yes,
freak.
absolutely.
He's
I still remember the
weird.
story with
With Elliot.
with Elliot Page, where they were like, oh, like you won't be naked, so we're gonna make a naked body for you in the shower for Beyond Two Souls. And I'm like,
Ridiculous.
ew.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
he wasn't comfortable doing a naked scene and asked for them not to do it, or a shower scene or whatever, and they were like, they went behind his back and they basically made a naked model.
I just can't believe they did that for him. Like, if he says that he doesn't want to do that, then don't do it. It was just like, it makes no sense.
Yeah.
The creator
I
also
will
used
say
the
though-
F slur
Oh,
recently
shit.
to say like you know, like they don't make games for F slurs. So like,
Oh
something along those
wow.
lines. Yeah, there was something.
The F-slurs are the only people keeping Detroit Become Human going with that little no-lip twink in it.
Oh,
It's the only thing that anyone cares about.
Right. That's true.
Lotus has
Connor.
never told a lie. That's the truth.
Remember,
Connor.
liar, Lotus is always right. But it's because they ship him with Mr. Krabs, and I don't, like, maybe I'm just out of the loop, but I don't get it. For them
Oh,
specifically.
Connor and Hank. Well, it's kind of mixed. As a girl that was like always into like the Twitter days in terms of like art, I was like living for it. But like yeah, like when you actually like watch the game, you're just like, I don't feel it as much, obviously.
Right. You were just like, please, some food, anything.
Right, like literally anything positive.
wait, are we
from this
showing
fucking
games?
game.
Yeah, we're on the Freedom
like-
Games thing now. I didn't want to
Oh,
interrupt.
we
It's like
are.
we're in the Freedom Games.
We like just started.
Yeah, we're good.
I was like,
We're
hold
fine.
on.
We didn't miss
This is
anything.
a news. This is an interview.
This is a fidget game.
Looks pretty.
It looks very interesting. Dream, die, wake, repeat.
Okay.
This is another roguelike.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Did you like Hades? Honestly, that's
Yeah,
what
right.
it.
Did you like hate? You like Dead Cells? Here's
That's what
another
it comes
one.
across as to me. Like I know the games are made like well in advance, but it makes me laugh a little bit when I see another roguelike and I'm like, okay, I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Right.
roguelike has always been like the premier indie genre, I feel like, right? Yeah, like I feel like Binding of Isaac and Spelunky are two of the first
Yeah.
like really massive indie games, and it's like I can do that. Maybe I could do that, and then people try. So I like it, but I don't necessarily love playing them. So you know.
It's becoming
Yeah.
a trope a little bit, I feel. I feel like we need to
Yeah.
add that to a bingo when we cover E3 2022.
Adoki.
Like I'm glad some of these games do well, but it's like always those things where it's like this is not the kind of game I'd play.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which is valid. Not every game is for everybody, right?
Oh, pants! An airship in the sky.
Oh, we love to see it.
I actually love
Oh yeah,
this
this game
concept.
is super cool. It's
This
been
looks so cool.
early access on Epic Games Store. It's a city builder. It's really cool.
Ooh,
Like really pretty.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, they're adding a hard mode.
Oh, count me out.
Optional.
not a hard mode.
Airborne Kingdom. Oh, that they just zoomed by the release date. Jesus, let me read.
Imagine it being like that SpongeBob, not SpongeBob. What's it called? That Minecraft minigame where you start off on like a singular block in the sky.
Skycraft.
Yeah.
Yeah. Story-driven adventure. Another game that people will drag for being a Pokemon clone that will probably be more innovative than a Pokemon game.
Right, right.
I just want them to go all the way when it comes to getting away from Pokemon. Like that's why I like Temtem so much because they said, you know, Pokemon's cool, but what if it was not the way it is?
Mm-hmm. What if it was an MMO?
And what if you had double battles? That's the thing I really like. I love the double battles the whole time.
I do like double battles. They're fun. I need to play Temtem.
Yeah, you do.
Ooh, built-in difficulty and
Encounter.
randomizer modes work.
Oh,
Yeah, that's
come on,
interesting.
built in.
Yeah, I'm kind of about this.
I love the
Oh,
graphics.
we're crying.
I love the GBA graphics making a comeback.
I love the little emoji. Where he's just...
Right.
Anyways, Ruby, if you do play Temtem, tell me what your favorite animal is, and I'll get you a little baby one.
I love that.
Q1 2022.
Oh my god. PC and Switch. A lot of indies making their way over to Switch, which is interesting because I wouldn't assume Nintendo to be like super like accessible to be like, oh yeah, get your games over here. But a lot of indies do make their way up there, so that's
Yeah.
very
Well,
interesting.
They had to figure it out after like the whole like confusion of the Wii U and it being like a such a damper on their sales for consoles and games
Right.
that generation, right? Because everyone was so confused about what the Wii U was. They didn't realize it was a new console, not just a peripheral, so people didn't buy it. So no one developed for it, and you know, that always becomes an issue. It's kind of like the PlayStation 3 problem where people didn't want to develop for you because it was difficult and they couldn't figure it out. And then you fixed it the next generation, which I think Nintendo really took to heart, that people wanted games that weren't just first party exclusives anymore.
This game.
Yeah, they're pushing their nindies.
It
Yeah,
looks so
that's
cute.
Sorry, I
I'll
was
marry that
dying the
man
whole
on the
time. I
thumbnail.
needed to say that.
No,
That
you're
man
fine.
attracted me.
At Cafe about it.
Yeah, it's
I'd manage a cafe for him.
Nintendo's weirdly up and down with like what they will and won't let on the eShop. Like they act like they're really discerning, but then randomly they won't be, and they act as if like they make it hard to get developer consoles if you didn't already have one. Like they're quite expensive, and apparently developing for the Switch is still like very difficult.
Yeah.
So
Right.
it's like, going to Switch has to be a plan from day one if they're gonna do it, basically.
Right. Although I will say, and I'm not a hater of anyone in specific, but it's still very let's just say not great to put indie games on the PS4/5.
Oh,
Yeah, sure.
sign me up.
Right.
It costs at least $450 actually.
Oh,
Upfront. The
What?
developer tools, it's either $450 or $350. Either way, ridiculous. There
too
are
much.
ways you can sign up with PlayStation, and then if they accept you, you can get it for free. But come the fuck on.
Right.
PlayStation hates indies, and it's strange.
Unless they can control them and publish
Right.
them themselves, which I'm sure is going to be not as beneficial as just putting it on the Switch.
Yeah.
Right.
I've seen plenty posts from indie devs talking about the realities of how it's not really worth, like, it's a risk putting a game on the Sony side of things because they don't know if they're gonna make the money back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Basically.
with the amount of money they end up needing to give Sony, and then is Sony actually going to promote it?
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
And even the extra development time that takes for them to make the game compatible to that ecosystem, right?
Because like it's just like how PlayStation is, right? During the console wars, they really pushed that like their games were the highest quality, highest resolution. They were like highbrow. They were real storytelling, like adult stories and things like that. So now
Right.
people on PlayStation like don't want to play indies quite as much. It's not like part of their thing, basically, and it's not cute.
Yeah. It's also become like almost like an elitist thing because they're the most expensive console, so they're already labeling themselves as like the premium gaming experience with the premium, exclusives, which is all fine and dandy because like okay, yeah, they're a lot of their AAA in-house developed games are really good and critically acclaimed, but doesn't make for a good ecosystem. Which Nintendo and Microsoft are doing extremely well at. Well, I would say Microsoft is doing better, and then Nintendo, and then Sony. But they're still not the greatest.
Yeah, maybe we're not real gamers.
Oh,
Cat.
this is like Fire Emblem. It's like a classic Fire Emblem. Dark Deity, work.
No dark people in it though. So just like Fire Emblem. Sorry, I just like to make fun.
Oh, but you should.
I think the only dark character I know in Fire Emblem is to do, and like that's it.
There's like one in each game, I
Right.
think. Well, I guess it depends on how you define dark. Tan.
Right. Darker.
There's
Right.
one tan or more. Like that's it.
Right.
I need to
But that
send this to
obstacle
Tater.
game before this one was cute.
Tater's gonna
Yeah.
work for this.
Other than the blood.
Yeah,
live for it
at
if it
least it
wasn't
was
bloody.
very chunky, like voxel pixel blood.
Right.
Looks like it'll be goofy. I love a death run, an obstacle course kind of thing.
Yeah. I grew up on Wipeout, so I always live for it.
Okay, this is what we deserve. Like extended trailers, a different day, a different time, a different platform. Don't do it to me at the time of the presentation, because short attention span. Just give me more things.
My own game. I was diagnosed with Asperger's autism as a child, and I basically kind of just told myself, nah, there's no way I could be in management. But through therapy as a child and then continuing my own
This is
efforts,
really
I
cute.
That's
overcame
sweet.
Oh, the
now
cow!
I'm doing my dream, doing something I thought I couldn't do. Through this process, I've really learned how valuable people are. There's 20 people on the
Support
team. I'm just one of them.
indies.
And I'm
Yes.
hoping to convey some of that through the game's narrative. You have to have growth, and you have to have progress. So for us,
As Pants said the other day, support the small indie band BTS.
Not that. Not the small indie band.
Never heard of
Every
that.
every time there's technical difficulties for the official League of Legends channels, the chat gets spammed with, "Oh, don't worry, small indie studio, indie production." That's one of the toxic things that does make me laugh every time.
That is like a good balance of toxic
Right.
and funny, because it's true.
It's just a silly little like meme kind of thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Biggest esport in the world, but indie studio. Don't worry, don't worry.
Oh no, more games to my wish list.
Yeah, I'm kind of feeling some of these games, so I'm proud of it.
In the words of Pants, oh my god.
Those are my words. She stole them.
Oh, I'm sorry. I just think of Pants' sake.
We pretend not to see it.
I just want Pants to say premium purchase.
Premium purchase.
Because
Oh
Pants
my
was
God.
saying it better than the announcer. We should have hired Pants.
Again, hire us for next year. I mean, yeah, we all say "Oh my god," but it was inspired by me.
Uh-huh.
I'll never forget. Credit to the artist. I think we all say, "Oh my god."
Yeah.
Spin.
Bucci. Oh yeah, that was Smallsy.
That was Swansea that tried to project that onto us.
Pay us, we aren't problematic. At least not as problematic as
Oh, how
a
do
lot
you
of
read
people.
that? Anucard? An orchard?
I believe that.
Maybe so.
Is this a cock-cock
Maybe
situation
so.
again?
Yeah.
Maybe.
How was it over?
I think so.
Seems like it's a little highlight reel situation.
How was
Freedom
over
Games
again?
kind of did that.
Yeah,
That's
they had a
interesting.
They
Yeah, they had good games.
They did
I'll give them that.
A couple
love
of
an
those I
obstacle
have seen
course.
before though, but you know, it doesn't really matter.
That's okay.
Well,
Yeah.
not everybody's like you.
Not everyone is watching
Wow.
everything.
Right.
That's true. No, but they showed like a good amount, or they showed different enough footage that I was still interested in what they showed, even if it was like, oh,
I don't know.
work.
Maybe I would speak for everybody. For Greg Miller, I wasn't that familiar with Freedom Games before leading this E3 2021.
Same Greg Miller, but enough about your thoughts.
I love how
is that
both
Greg
of
Miller?
the
Yeah.
I love how both of the little indie showcase they were like, you get 15 minutes and then we're done.
I know.
Here's your elevator pitch. Now get the fuck out.
They're hosts from different, you know, press outlets.
They're not us, so why do we?
Yeah.
we care what they have to say.
Which a lot of those outlets are mainly cis white with like a couple of BIPOC representation.
Not
Stand
your high
uppercut
school,
crit.
Nico. Not the high school.
Oh, work. No, Lotus is co-streaming. That's why Lotus sometimes mutes Discord.
Oh yeah, hello. My bad. I don't want to talk over while I'm just reading my chat. You're good. You're good.
It should be fine, Spin. You don't have to. Quick tip: you don't have to log into the account because you have editor roles on it, so you can just go. I think you go to our channel, like twitch.tv/Just Gaming Tingz, and if you go to the About section or something, you can click Edit or something, and you will go to the dashboard. And you can edit the title, you can like go through the VODs, you can download them, you can export them. That's how I've been doing stuff.
Love to see it.
Nice.
Yeah. Speaking of
Cute, it is
which,
a
check us out on YouTube. We have literally all of our coverage except for Coke. I didn't upload that one. But most of our coverage is there, so...
We said no rights for Cook.
No, they wasted our time.
Ruby is a Coke destroyer in that sense. Good for you, Ruby.
Gotta work, mama.
Listen, I'm not vaccinated yet, so I have to be a Coke destroyer somehow. You know what I mean?
We find ways. Oh, Jeff Goldblum. Life finds a way.
Finds a way.
Oh, well. Listen,
God.
we're not gonna... Is there gonna be anything else happening that is
I
gonna
don't
be...
think
Not until
I don't think so.
Yeah, not
Also,
until
can I say,
Capcom.
I feel like if you're a big smart games coverage person who gets paid to cover games, that it shouldn't be so difficult for you to describe something without using the names of other games. They literally were like, well, this game's like XCOM and this game's like Zelda, and that's a Zelda like. And it's like, man, don't you get paid for this?
Yeah, just describe the gameplay. It's
describe
not
it.
that difficult.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
that.
I do get it because, like, a lot of people, if they didn't say that, would call it that. But, like, legitimately, like, it's because, like, those original things are based off of a style. 9 times out of 10, they didn't create it.
That's true.
Or if they
exactly.
did, they still call it, like, a specific style.
Yeah.
So it's like, you don't have to compare it.
Mm-hmm.
And just call it the genre.
It'll always come off as a comparison. I can get it if it's like if it's really fast, but this is at least partially rehearsed, and they knew what games were going to show up. So it's like, we maybe put a little bit extra thought into it. It's like saying some things like Final Fantasy, right? Because Final Fantasy is so big, but it's like, well, no, then technically it's like Dragon Quest, because Dragon Quest was first.
Right.
But nobody says that. So
it's just because, Final
I don't
Fantasy is
stand
the
these
bigger of
people.
the
I don't
two.
know.
No, it's a valid thing. Like, you can't say it's like it's Zelda like when it's like which one. Like, if you're gonna say Zelda like, at least say which one, right? It's gonna be like, oh, this is reminding me of this specific game, instead of being like, let me just throw a random. Because if we say, like, you're right, like if we just say, oh, that game is like Final Fantasy, which one?
Like, which one?
12, 10, 2, 15,
1, 5, 7, 11.
If you're gonna
like,
say it's like Final Fantasy, you might as well just say it's a JRPG, because that's as like across all the Final Fantasies, that's the only unifying thing, really.
Right.
It's like Final Fantasy. It's a game.
Right.
You control a little character. It's a video game.
If the main character is a twink, I think it's fair to say Final Fantasy.
Valid.
Is Tidus a twink?
Yeah.
Yes.
He's a
well,
twink.
also he's underage.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Oh, well, there you go.
So he's a child, rather.
He's just a young man.
Yeah. He's a pimply child.
Not with those 2000 whatever graphics.
Right.
He's nice and smooth. Like, that game holds up, but it's just funny that their faces are so like.
Right.
Their faces disorient me. Even in the HD like remaster cutscenes, it just does not look right.
Yeah. I don't think there's too much that you can do with those models anyway, to be honest. And they did make new models, I think, for the remastered. but there's not much you can do
Yeah.
without making a brand new game, which, you know, is very reminiscent of the Pixel collection situation. That's not a collection, by the way.
Bruh. Square Enix loves lightening people's skin so much, they did it even to the pixel characters.
True.
Calm down.
Oh my god, yeah. And the shading, I'm like, Mama, at least keep the shadows on their faces. Like, Jesus. Like, their armor isn't as detailed, and you're gonna... I don't mind the idea of purchasing the games individually. I don't mind that, especially for people who haven't, but it's also like, okay, is it gonna be worth it? Also, how much are you charging for each of them? They didn't, like, they did such a terrible job at just showing what you're getting. They're like, hi, this is happening, but it's like, what is happening exactly?
We'll tell you soon. Like, what does that mean?
Yeah, like, are we getting like remastered like music? Are you redoing the music? Like, are you giving us options to like fast forward? Like, we need to like know these things. But no, they just spent like 30 minutes on freaking Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh God.
That was so long.
It was, and it was so weird, like, looking online and, like, the cis hets being like, oh, they started off amazing with Guardians of the Galaxy. I was like, did they?
Started off amazing. I was like, they were stuck on it for like 50 years.
Thing that could have been a 5-minute, like it could have been like a 2-minute thing you showed and moved on with your life, but like that could have been an email. That's like this could have been sent in an email.
Yes.
This could have been like you could go to YouTube and watch the extended gameplay trailer of this game.
Absolutely.
Yeah, to then show me the entire intro sequence that was literally boring and like
Because like, did we need to see them walk for like 5 minutes and then fight for 5 minutes?
It's also weird showing gameplay that's not combat, right? Because it's like, we don't want to... We will experience the story when we play the game.
It's not even like how Final Fantasy does it sometimes, or like certain games where it's like they're walking through like different, like they transition them walking through different like areas and terrains and stuff. It was literally just like one scene of them just like walking from point A to point B to like start a cutscene. Like,
and it's stuttering because it was raining.
Yeah.
The bar is just so low from the Avengers game that people are like, wow, Marvel, but it could possibly be good.
Right. I think like on a first impressions basis, and we're just like randomly talking because right now we're just like, oh, I've been live for not even an hour yet, so let me make sure that we got a good amount of stream out of this. But for me, it's like it's a downgrade already from the perspective of like you can only play as the main character.
Right, yes.
If you're gonna give me a cast of characters, like, Square, did you learn nothing from 15? People want to play as the other characters.
Because it's like you get to play as this white basic man. Basic blonde. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, it was just like the character designs were, it's just all around, it was just kind of like not great, and then it was just like you spent way too much time talking about this when
we were like, oh my god, we redesigned all the characters and we were scared that they wouldn't be approved, but they were approved. And I'm like, okay. What does that mean? Like,
yeah, it's like clearly like you needed to spend time telling me that your characters that you made got approved. Like, what was the reason?
Right.
It made no sense.
Sorry, all I can think about is what Spin said. They redesigned Star-Lord and they said, you know what he really needs? A Hitler Youth haircut. Like, why? It's weird. Why do they keep doing that? Where's the flavor?
The hair wasn't it for me.
You're asking Marvel to have flavor.
Oh, well.
That's a good point, but still. They could at least try. I believe that Marvel has so many fans. I believe there are enough talented people in games who like Marvel that could make something cool. And they just won't hire them. They just won't do it.
Or Marvel won't approve, right? Like, that's another thing that we don't...
Right.
We're not privy to that.
But it's also Disney, right? Because Disney
Yeah,
owns all of that
Disney
stuff, right?
is
So,
controlling.
Yeah.
and Disney's super controlling, and Disney is not the progressive bastion that we all wish that they could be.
They're
Also, we're in
not.
esports territory now, folks. I don't know how
Oh
you
no,
feel.
no,
Oh, if we
not
need, this
this.
is the sign that we needed to log off.
Literally.
We just closed the stream.
This is the sign we
Bang.
needed. So yeah, we will be back in
Well-
roughly an hour for the Capcom stuff.
If you don't,
You can't stop me now. I came up with it and I thought it was funny, so I'm not gonna stop.
I sure can't stop you.
Can't stop me. Oh, well. Okay, anyway.
This.
I have to hire my
Or
deep web
from Portugal,
sniper.
please.
I pull the cord on the world's internet.
Someone from across the
Right.
street just
The DDoS.
snipes me.
I throw these pair of scissors.
Capcom is in exactly an hour, so we should be back. Well, I'm not gonna have you wait like 30 to 45 minutes for us to return. So we're just gonna cut the stream. I might be back. I will probably I'll be here anyway, whether you see me or not. That's gonna be a different story. But Dex and Pants are gonna join us for the Capcom reaction. So we'll see what happens. Thank you for joining us, everybody. Once again, please go follow everybody who co-hosted on this day and has been co-hosting for this entire week. So yeah, have a good one.